She walked into the music industry wearing lightning bolts on her face, disco sticks in her hands, and pain in her eyes. Lady Gaga isn't just a performer, she's a revolution in heels. Behind every dazzling look, every thunderous performance, lies a story of bullying, breakdowns, beauty, and bravery. This is not just a music career. This is a story about a girl from New York named Stefani Germanotta who was told she'd never make it, and then turned herself into a force the world couldn't ignore. Lady Gaga didn't ask for a seat at the table. She built her own kingdom and made millions feel seen, understood, and empowered. Her art wasn't just about spectacle, it was about survival. Every lyric she penned, every costume she wore, was a shield against judgment and an invitation to be unapologetically yourself. Gaga redefined pop not as a sound, but as a safe space.
Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta was born on March 28, 1986 in Manhattan. Her parents were of Italian descent, and her upbringing was traditional, even strict. Her father, an internet entrepreneur, worked hard to provide, and her mother was a strong influence in both discipline and creativity. But from the moment she could speak, Gaga had a voice and a vision. She started playing piano at 4. By 11, she was composing full songs. She idolized artists like Elton John and Queen, admiring their theatricality and emotional power. Yet, even in school, she didn't fit in. She was bullied for her looks, her theatrical style, her love of drama, and her bold performances at open mics. She was called ugly, weird, and attention-seeking. But instead of breaking her, it fueled her fire. Gaga found refuge in music and theater. At 17, she was one of only a handful of students to gain early admission into NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. But soon, she left college, convinced she had to find her own voice outside the system. The walls of academia couldn't contain the star she was becoming. She waited tables, performed at downtown clubs, lived in a tiny apartment with a piano as her best friend. She knew she had talent, but no one in the industry knew what to do with her. She was too much, too bold, too expressive, too real. Her big break didn't come easy. Stefani was signed to Def Jam Records but dropped in just 3 months. Many would have quit. She didn't. Instead, she started exploring every sound she could, from glam rock to synth pop. She performed in dive bars in the Lower East Side, mixing Marilyn Manson energy with Madonna ambition. She kept performing, writing, recording. Finally, in 2007, she connected with producer Red One, and together, they created something electric. Inspired by glam rock, David Bowie, Queen, and Madonna, Lady Gaga was born. Her name came from Queen's song Radio Gaga, and from that moment, Stefani disappeared into the persona of Gaga. In 2008, she released her debut album, The Fame. The world was hit with Just Dance, Poker Face, Paparazzi. Songs that sounded like the future. Gaga's outrageous outfits, her robotic dancing, her theatrical videos, everything about her screamed new, loud, and unforgettable. She wasn't just a pop star, she was an experience. Her live performances were visual art. Her interviews were unpredictable. Her music videos were cinematic revolutions. The House of Gaga, her creative team, became known for pushing fashion and art boundaries in pop culture. With her second album, The Fame Monster, Gaga became the biggest star on the planet. Bad Romance, Alejandro, and the empowering anthem Born This Way cemented her status. She wasn't just climbing the charts, she was reshaping them. But behind the wigs and lights,
Gaga was crumbling. She struggled with PTSD from a sexual assault at 19. She faced chronic pain from fibromyalgia. The pressure to always perform, to never show weakness, nearly crushed her. In documentaries like Gaga 5'2", fans saw her battling pain behind the scenes, both physical and emotional. Gaga opened up about her traumas, using her platform to bring awareness to mental illness, chronic pain, and the psychological toll of fame. Her bravery helped countless fans seek help, speak out, and feel less alone. She showed the world that vulnerability could be strength. Even in her darkest moments, Gaga created. Born This Way became a cultural landmark for self-acceptance and LGBTQ+ pride. Her monsters, her fans, rallied around her, and she stood for them, again and again.
Gaga didn't stay in the pop box. In 2014, she released a jazz album with Tony Bennett, Cheek to Cheek, showcasing her raw vocal talent. The album earned a Grammy and surprised critics who once dismissed her as a gimmick. It revealed a different Gaga, elegant, timeless, vocally masterful. Then came A Star Is Born, 2018. Playing Ally, Gaga stunned the world with her emotional depth, acting chops, and the Oscar-winning song Shallow. She earned an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and became one of the few to dominate both music and film. That wasn't a fluke. Gaga studied acting for years and took this role seriously. She co-wrote many of the songs in the film and even did live vocals during filming. Her transformation was complete. She was no longer just a pop star. She was a multi-dimensional artist. Her 2020 album Chromatica brought her back to dance pop roots with a message of healing. Songs like Rain on Me with Ariana Grande and 911 touched on trauma, recovery, and strength. Her visuals were futuristic, her themes were deep, and her message remained healing through art. Lady Gaga has always stood for the misfits. She launched the Born This Way Foundation in 2012 to support youth mental health and promote kindness. The foundation runs programs on digital wellness, youth-led conversations, and school support. Her LGBTQ+ advocacy is not just symbolic. She's marched, spoken, and fought alongside the community. Her 2011 single, Born This Way, was the first major charting song to include the word transgender. It wasn't just a song, it was a declaration. She's spoken at the Oscars, the VMAs, and political rallies. When the world was divided, Gaga used her platform to unify, to educate, to heal. She's met with presidents, supported sexual assault survivors, and even worked with mental health organizations globally. She performed the national anthem at the 2021 U.S. presidential inauguration in a custom Schiaparelli gown, making a political and artistic statement in one of the world's most watched moments. Today, Gaga is still redefining her legacy. She's set to star as Harley Quinn in Joker Folie à Deux alongside Joaquin Phoenix. Her transformation for the role shocked audiences yet again, proving her acting abilities weren't limited to a single film. She continues working on music, activism, and fashion. Her makeup line, House Labs, is a celebration of diversity and self-expression, breaking beauty norms with inclusive products and bold aesthetics. She recently made history again in 2025 by performing for over 2.5 million people at Rio's Copacabana Beach, the largest female-led concert of all time. It was not just a concert, it was a celebration of art, courage, and freedom. With over 35 billion streams, multiple Grammys, an Oscar, and a fan base called Little Monsters who adore her beyond the music, Lady Gaga is not just an artist. She's a movement. Her legacy transcends charts and headlines. Lady Gaga's story is not just about fame.
It's about using pain to make art. It's about refusing to be boxed in. It's about standing tall in high heels even when the world tries to cut you down. She told us we're beautiful in our way, that kindness is radical, and that monsters can wear crowns. She made weird powerful. She made tears theatrical. She made millions believe in their own magic. So, if you've ever felt different, remember Gaga. Turn your pain into power. Be loud. Be weird. Be fearless, because you were born this way.